I'm Dr. Parrish from Manatee Ear Center. This is Ron Sutton, hearing aid specialist, and our guest today in our office for our seminar is Stephen Meyer, our Oticon representative and audiologist. Stephen, would you like to tell us something about the company?
I would love to. I'm actually proud to be a long-term employee with Oticon. Now, we've known each other for the whole time I've worked for Oticon, which is over 20 years. It is a great manufacturer of hearing instruments. We are from Denmark. We're a Danish-American company. Oticon is 110 years old this year. We were actually founded in 1904. We are one of the world's largest hearing instrument manufacturers and are known for the research and development we do to try to come up with concepts and processes to help the hearing aid patient use the hearing they have to the best of their ability. We want them to live the life they want with the hearing they have.
What would you say patients ask all the time? What is the life of the hearing instrument? And we talk about this all the time with you and our patients.
Well, let me ask you this. I'll turn it back on the two of you. What time frame do you typically find a patient comes in to look to upgrade to better hearing? In other words, they're going to continue the path to better hearing by upgrading to a newer instrument. What time frame do you typically see?
Well, you see between 3 and 5 years. That's the norm.
At 3 years, I think they're just beginning to say, I wonder if there's something out there that's better. And patients will ask, how long will it last? In most cases, they upgrade to a newer product prior to the failure of the old product. They've been happy with the success they've had, and they hear about new developments, and they come in to listen to some new product. And I'd say the purchase itself is maybe 3 years is the beginning of when they may consider it. I'd say around 5 years, 5 to 7 years. The instruments we build, in theory, we're building them to last around 10 years with good care. But I think most people would rarely keep an instrument that long, even if it was still working. Something newer and better has come along to, again, help them along the journey to better hearing. Because that journey doesn't stop with the purchase of an instrument. I think SpeechGuard is one of the things about Oticon I'm most proud of. It was the, as I said earlier, it was the concept that we developed 14 years ago, but took 10 years to get to market. It was just so complex. And what we're trying to do with SpeechGuard is a complex system to do less processing of the signals the patient's listening to. So it's kind of hard to do less and still amplify sound. The goal is to amplify the sound, particularly speech, in such a way that we don't corrupt the signal. We don't alter the original signal that the patient's trying to use, which leads into the brain hearing we talked about a little bit, with spatial sound, where the instruments work together to restore the presence of where sounds come from, we call localization. The other phase of that, or one of the other parts of brain hearing, would be SpeechGuard. If we can clean the signal up, have the speech come through the hearing instrument in the most natural, clear way, it gives the brain the information it needs to do its job, to help the patient understand both in quiet and in noise. SpeechGuard means that the speech is protected in noise, in the presence of noise, and it also gives a more natural, clean, pleasant sound.
Sometimes when we mention the name Oticon to people, they're not familiar with the manufacturer. They know many other names, but a lot of the hearing instruments, they'll always say, I never heard of that company.
You know, I like to think of Oticon as the premier hearing aid manufacturer in the world. I'm sure my competitors will disagree with that, but we are one of the 2 largest hearing aid manufacturers in the world. When it comes to marketing, the bigger companies tend to not do a lot of national advertising. We do some. You will occasionally see an Oticon TV commercial on, and we target specific channels on cable to reach our audience. So it's not that we don't do any marketing to the consumer, but consumer marketing is very expensive. As we've already discussed, there are people who feel hearing aid prices are too expensive already. So to keep that under control, we are somewhat limited into how we market. Most of our marketing is to you. In trade journals, we do seminars, we invite the audiologists and the hearing aid specialists in to be trained on the new product. So we do most of our marketing to you because we still believe in face-to-face meetings. When the patient comes in, they are interviewed by you. You determine which brand and which model is best for them. So that's why it's more important for us to advertise to you than necessarily to the end users.